Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and honorable members of the House Judicial Committee. Good evening. As you all know, I am a retired police officer, having served over 25 years in the area of law enforcement. During that time, I have handled many incidents involving weapons. I have sponsored this bill as a means to address what is a growing concern in our society. That is the seemingly increased level of gun violence in our everyday lives. I believe gun violence is clearly a major issue in our society today. We've reached a point where all we have to do is identify a place, and there are images of gun violence formed in our minds. Sandy Hook, Las Vegas, Parkland, Pulse nightclub. I don't cite these areas to incite fear. I cite these to demonstrate that these are complicated matters. How often do we hear the incident that happened at Parkland, that there were warning signs that others saw, but yet no one acted upon? Now, I want to make it clear that I don't want to make judgment on how law authorities handle that incident or any of the incidents, but I do want to say that this theme, that someone knew something ahead of time that we could have acted upon, this theme disturbs me. And while the incidents I addressed are examples of mass shootings, there are certainly many cases of single shootings, especially in incidents of domestic violence. I've given this overview to explain why I think this bill addresses those concerns. This bill specifically authorizes the Superior Court with the authority to issue an extreme risk protection order when the court finds the subject of the order, referred to in the bill as the respondent, or is in imminent danger of causing personal injury to either themselves or others by the possession of a firearm. A petitioner can be a law enforcement agency or an officer, the Attorney General, or a family or household member of the respondent. This legislation provides that a person subject to an extreme risk protection order surrender all firearms and carry permits immediately. Law enforcement are specifically authorized to accompany the respondents from the Superior Court to receive these weapons when the individual is present at the court hearing. That immediacy is a unique feature of this bill. There are more details to this bill, more procedures, and I'm going to defer some of those to other speakers to address those points. I understand that many people have concerns about this bill, and rightfully so. We live in a society where we value our freedoms. I like to think that I have made protecting people's freedoms a major part of my career. I believe this bill strikes a balance between what is needed to protect the people of Rhode Island from gun violence, while ensuring and preserving the rights to due process of a person who may become subject to an emergency risk protection order. I'm going to ask each and every one of you to listen to tonight's testimony, that we listen to all the viewpoints that these folks have brought here this evening. If we can make this legislation better, I'm all for it. But I do think we have to address the issue of gun violence in our society. I will not tell you that this proposed bill, is a complete solution to the problem of gun violence today, because it's not. But it does address specific themes that I addressed to you earlier. My fellow colleagues, as I stated, I have over 25 years of law enforcement experience and a lot of experience with firearms. I truly believe that this bill will help save lives. Thank you.